Hello again in this installment of Spiritual Wisdom. I'm grateful to all of you who follow me here and to this little community here on YouTube. And if you've been here before, welcome back. I hope you're doing well. And if you're new here, welcome. I hope you're doing well. My name is Nicholas, and on my channel I talk about witchcraft, Wicca, paganism, self-love, crystals and their magical properties, and I also do readings on the channel and talk about all matter of false, occult and spiritual topics. So if you're interested in those types of things, you know what to do. Please subscribe, join this amazing community and click the bell icon so you'll be notified each time I upload a new video. And this is a safe place if you're practicing witch, Wiccan, pagan or whatever spiritual path you may be on, because there's no right or wrong spiritual path, just the path that's right for you, the individual. Now today I'm going to talk about how we break the chain of validation. Now validation can be a nice thing. I would say, since I've learned a little bit more about validation through studying it, it's not all bad and it isn't all good. It's morally grey validation. Like, yes, it's nice for like friends and family to validate you, meaning basically for friends and family to compliment you, to give you genuine compliments, and to say what you're, not only to give you genuine compliments, or if you've been through a bad or horrible experience, to say what that experience is, what you've been through is valid, what you've been through is valid, and for them to show genuine love and concern, you know, for the experience, but to tell for, you know, a friend or family member that cares about you. No, validation is not something we necessarily should live for, because it can become a slippery slope. Validation, it can become very slippery. Now, the people that genuinely love and care about us, they will validate you anyway, you know, but you shouldn't live for validation, because sometimes in life, if you do certain things with your life, let's say you went out and you bought an outfit and you went out, friends and family, some of them would validate it, but then you run the risk of wearing this beautiful, if you're a man, a beautiful suit, or even just something that's out of the ordinary, something you wanted to buy, you think in your mind you would look good in what you wore, and it makes you confident, but then validation comes in, because maybe friends and family, they tell you look horrible in what you're wearing, or they really think that doesn't suit you. And some friends and family, they don't mean to be nasty, but they're giving their honest opinion. They may not think that you suit that. Or some people in your life are knowing what they're trying to hurt you, and they're being nasty sneakily. So how do we break free of validation? Because there'll be certain choices in your life that feel right in your heart and soul, but people don't validate it. Society doesn't validate it. Sometimes people might love you in life, but they might not validate your decisions, or they might not validate what you're doing with your life because they don't agree with what you're doing. And they may, if what you're doing is unhealthy, not good for your mental, emotional health and well-being, then you not getting validation for that is understandable. But if what you're doing is like you're dressing a certain way, or you've got different beliefs with different values and beliefs from your family, different spiritual beliefs, practices, and your family, they might love you but they don't value your beliefs or practices, you know. So yes, validation, it's nice to have that, but you shouldn't live for validation, because all it does is keep you trapped in life. It keeps you stuck. It's wonderful to have it, it's wonderful to get compliments, and it's wonderful for people to lift you up and to validate your opinions, or to validate what you're doing with your life. But you shouldn't live for it, because I guarantee you, even if there's people in your life that love you, they may validate certain parts of your life. They value you and they see value in you, and that's important, because someone that loves you, genuinely loves you, is going to see value in you. Someone loves you, you're their world, you mean the world to them. If they love you, whether it's romantic, platonic or a friendship, if that friendship's healthy, the two of you will have boundaries with each other, you'll be honest with each other, you'll trust each other, that'll be in the relationship. And yes, both of you will validate each other in your own way, but how do we break that chain? Because if you were going to decorate your bedroom or go outside wearing an outfit, what you feel makes you confident and good, but other people don't see that. Validation can become a trap. It can become very slippery. So it's not all bad and ain't all good, but it can become very slippery. So we break that chain, because that's what validation becomes. We break that chain of validation by, the first way we break it is learning to validate ourselves, give ourselves compliments, do what makes us understand if we've done well. If we've done well at something, we've done a good job at something, we've worked hard, pat ourselves in the back. You don't need someone else saying, though it's nice, but you don't need someone else to pat you in the back. It's nice for someone to say, good job, or well done, or give you compliments. That's nice. Or someone to say the work or whatever you do is valuable. That's nice. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is it's not needed. It's not necessary. Because if you live for validation, you're not going to get it from everyone. And then when you stop, you don't get it from certain people. You're going to feel, what award was not, I'm not good enough, or the decisions I make are stupid, they're not good enough. But then you might feel in your heart and soul the dress you wore or the outfit you wore made you confident, but the way you decorated your room was good, the lifestyle choices you make were good and healthy ones, and you knew that to be true because you listened to your heart and soul. But if you live for validation, then not everyone's going to validate what you're doing. It's the same if you're watching me and you're inspired to be a content creator. It's like you're going to create content and you're speaking your truth. You're speaking about a life experience you've been through. And again, everyone's experience of life is different. But you're experiencing a life, telling people your life experiences or lessons you've learned, knowledge you've learned. Some people are going to find the story you've shared, the message you've shared very valuable, very useful, and they see value in it. And therefore they may like it or that, but some people are not going to see value in what you're doing. That doesn't mean what you're doing is not valuable, but what my message here is, validation's a chain, meaning it's a chain in the mind, it's a chain in the heart, it's a chain on the soul. If you live for validation, I'm not saying it's not nice. Of course it's nice for people to actually genuinely give you compliments, to actually value you as a person, to value your experiences, your work. That's beautiful to have that. And I'm not saying if you receive it, you should automatically reject it. If you do receive it, don't let it, enjoy it, but don't let it sway you either way. Enjoy it. But understand validation is just something you don't need. You don't need anyone's validation. It's the same with artists. In history, there's many great artists, but if we think of these artists of old, they made beautiful and amazing work and they had a skill and a gift, but society didn't value their work. They were a lot of these great artists, they got their fame and all the credit. They got the credit when they weren't there to enjoy it. They got the credit after death, and then their work was validated after they died. People started going, that was a beautiful masterpiece, but this artist like if we look at art now in today's world, we go, that's a beautiful masterpiece, but this guy created beautiful masterpiece and it was wonderful. We validate it now, and it's good, but art lives on, but these artists, their work lives on. But unfortunately, a lot of these artists suffered with depression, hard lives, because they were creating beautiful work. They felt in their heart and soul that the work they were doing was beautiful, and they enjoyed the work they done. But then a lot of artists that are now, in death, they're famous and their paintings are worth millions. A lot of these artists had hard lives. They suffered with depression. They made little to no money from their art, and their work was not valued by society. Their work. Some artists in history, yes, would have made certain connections, would have made money, would have been well known by certain people, and their work would have been valued. And then other artists who didn't get the validation, they would have felt their work was no good, and they were very poor, they made little to no money. But their art was good, it was beautiful, and half of these artists who made the best work in the world, they're dead now. we admire their work and what they've done. Their paintings were not worth much at the time, but they're now worth thousands, you know. And, you know, so it's just what breaks you free from validation is validating yourself. If you do good at something and you do like a project, or you're making something and you're making something creative, or you want to wear a certain outfit and it feels right mentally and emotionally, it feels right and it feels right in your heart and soul what you're doing, pat yourself in the back, write in your gratitude journal how good, you know, write in your journal, your self-love journal. And in my practice, journaling is great, so write in your self-love journal something you done and validate yourself. So validating yourself and learning to listen to your heart and your soul breaks you free of validation, because it's nice to receive it, but what can happen if you live for validation, then you're always going to need people to bring you up. You're always going to need people to give you compliments. You're always going to need people to raise your energy up. You'll not be able to raise your own energy up, and then you're at the mercy and control of society, and you're at the mercy and control of others. And it's not to say it's not nice to have validation when you receive it from the right people, but don't live for validation, and because you're not always going to get it. And if you live for validation, what it will do is it will keep you trapped, stuck, and it will make you play small, because you'll go, right, before I dress a certain way, before I make this lifestyle choice, or before I do this, I'm going to check with all my friends and family to see if I've made the right choice, to get the validation, which is not a good thing. Yes, it's good to seek advice, guidance, but if you keep living for validation, it'll just keep you weak and small, and it'll keep you stuck in life. So that's how you break the chain, by learning to validate the work you do and listen to your heart and soul as well. That's how you break this chain, because if you live for it and you feel the deep need for it, you know, to become confident or to raise your energy, because yes, it's nice to get compliments from the right people. It's nice for people to say what they value us in our work. But just look at these great artists in history. There's stories you could read about artists, and I'm really interested in artists. You could look at artists in history, their work was great, their paintings are now worth millions, but when they painted that, it was not valued by the right people, and it was not worth much because society didn't value it. But now, but that person's long gone, their memory will live on, their work will live on, and it will just keep going up in money and value. But remember, they done what they felt was right in their heart and soul, even though many artists, they got the rewards in death, not in life, unfortunately. And living for validation is not a good thing. It's nice to have it, and of course, when you get it, for the right people, acknowledge it, but don't. Validation is also like the opinions of others, so don't let the opinions of others sway you either way. Stand in your power and sovereignty as well. And of course, if you receive it from the right people, write that in your journal, acknowledge it, but do not live for validation and approval, because it will keep you trapped, it will keep you stuck in life as well. And that's how you break that chain of validation. As always, I hope this video helps. I hope it brings some guidance, some comfort as well. Until next time, stay safe, stay wise, walk your spiritual path with pride. And if you're a practice with me, stay with you. May meet, may part, may to kin. Blessed be.